Ooh. Hey, we're live.
Hello, everyone. We've been live.
No, we just got live. Let's see. We didn't do the intro, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Hello,
Let
everyone. Happy
me-
Thursday, cold day.
yes. Oh, yes, girl.
It
Let me
is
tell you,
freezing. Oof.
I had the hardest time warming my body on the inside.
Mm-mm. Me too. It's freezing in Jersey. So cold. I feel like we skipped fall weather and went straight to winter,
Yeah, yeah.
and I can't adjust. But now I'm gonna start wearing turtlenecks because it's just so cold.
Yeah, that's
How
when
you
you're supposed to
been?
be cold. Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
I have been okay, you know, okay. Trying to make
Awesome.
it. I'm okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Good
Where's
to
my
hear.
Yes, our guys are running a little behind tonight.
Usually
So,
it's women, right, that are always late.
yep.
We're on time, so we'll be waiting for them.
Yes. So, let's see. What was I going to say? Oh, so we still are in the midst of um, breast cancer awareness and domestic violence awareness month. This is still in October. I think we'll have another show before that. Yeah, before it ends. We should have another at the end. Yes, yes, yes. Anything happening that you've seen or learned so far?
I just came back from Georgia, but it's been a rough week at work since it's but it's always something happening here with in this field. But you know what would be nice if somebody calls in and give us their testimonial about maybe going through cancer or domestic abuse. We would like to hear somebody's testimony. That would be really nice if somebody's willing to give their testimony. Do you know anyone that's gone through breast
Yeah.
cancer by any chance?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. My mother-in-law has done it twice,
Wow.
and she has, and my grandmother had it, but she didn't die from it. If that makes
Wow.
sense, she didn't die from it,
Mm-hmm.
but she died. Um, that's about it that I know of. Yeah, well, I know somebody that's battling cancer now, but let me tell you the story. It was way before I got married. I was here, and there was this young lady. She's younger than I am. She's probably about, I would say, 8 or 9 years younger than me, maybe. And she was doing my
Wow.
hair. She's here. And I remember her saying she was always complaining about her arm. She used to say, "My arm hurts so bad. Under my arm it hurts so bad." So she said one time, I remember one time she said she couldn't put it down. She's like, "Oh, it just hurts so bad. This does not, there's a knot here under my arm."
Ooh.
Come to find out years, like years later, maybe like within the last 7 or 8 years. But I've been married over 20 some years, so this is a long time ago, that she found out that it was a lump, that it was cancer. So now she's battling cancer.
Wow. So then that's one of the symptoms that you feel like if you
But it
were to tell
was
our
yes,
what
it was
did
a
they
knot. But see, she probably, to be honest with you, it wasn't like it is now. I don't know if we didn't pay attention to it back then, or if it wasn't advertised or brought to everybody's knowledge back then like it is now. Hey, well, so she just felt it was just a knot that hurt her under her arm, and it was right here under her arm, which is still how people get the breast cancer through the
Deodorant.
yes, deodorant, and I don't know what,
Mhm.
I don't know what it knows, anyway, through there to connect to that. So that right there. Yeah, that was a
And
shocker. And she,
you know what, Julie? You know, the doctors, usually gynecologists, tell you check yourself. But sometimes we get paranoid and everything is like you're like, oh my gosh, I feel something in there. That's happened to me. And it
oh, me
got to the point where I was like, send me to testing because I am super, it was fine. But it's so difficult, right? I don't know if maybe I was never taught to specifically do it how we're supposed to do it. But if you were, I feel like you have more experience. If you were to tell the audience like how you can get tested, is that something they like lift your hands up and check yourself? Or how is it that someone can get and check to see they have, or suspect they have cancer?
I know they recommend you do it like when you have your period, so that way you keep yourself on track. You know,
Oh,
at least you once a month you do it, so that when you have your cycle, you check your breast. You know, you check your breast and just feel see if you have any lumps. But anytime actually you can do it. You know, because if you wait a month, a lot can happen within a month. But whenever, not necessarily. People may think that you're just feeling on yourself, but I am feeling on myself, but I'm not feeling myself for
right.
pleasure to make sure that there's nothing changed since the last time I felt that, it's something a
Mm-hmm.
little bit. So they do recommend you do it once a month. And it's
That
usually
makes
during your
sense. So during
mhm,
your cycle, it's mainly you should be checking. Yeah, you
mhm,
see, these are things that a lot of women are not aware of. Um,
mhm, mhm.
but it's important to know.
It sure is.
Hmm.
What's going on? You interrupted our titty talk. How you doing?
He was like, I have to walk in this. I really want. I want to. You eating
Hey,
though?
I'm always curious to hear what women talk about when men are not in the room. I guess that's what I found out.
That's true. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Right.
These are the things that we talk about when men are not around. And men are around too, because you need to know that too.
Absolutely. What's the best way for me to examine it?
Grow one. I don't know.
Oh,
You can tell her you do it all the time. She'll let you check it.
That's right.
Dr. Feelgood. Then you turn to Dr. Feelgood.
good to see y'all, ladies.
Good to see you
Hey, well,
too.
I know it's been a while or whatever, but I'm back in action and glad to see y'all back too. We had a little hiatus or whatever. So
yes, that's
once
right.
again, special what's up to everybody out there in radio land live streaming. Definitely want to encourage y'all to hit the like button, subscribe. And special shout outs to Tulu. I got to meet one of our fans in person. One of our fans came out of town to meet me. Oh my goodness.
Really?
How was that experience? Y'all get to meet him too?
Yes.
Talk
Yes.
to me. How was the experience with y'all?
It was great. It's always great to meet someone that knows us from, not necessarily around us all the time. So yeah, it was
Yeah.
great. It was a privilege to meet him.
Hmm.
It was
It
indeed. Was
feels
indeed.
interesting that they call you by the names in the radio rather than your name or so.
Well, that's who I am.
That's what they know. Yeah.
That's
It's
what I'm
pretty
known by. I
interesting.
mean, you know me more than that, but I mean, everybody knows me by that. It was really, really wonderful experience. I try to tell people all the time. You got people who watch all over the world that are
Yeah.
fans.
Yeah.
That's
Y'all
right.
always be surprised, and to have a fan just come up. You know what I mean? And I shook his hand, and he almost fainted and passed out. I was like, hey, never been
Huh?
anybody starstruck like that before. So this new fandom thing is new for me. I'm still adjusting to the limelight.
I kind of saw him a little pale. It might have been because he met you in person or something. It might have been like I can't believe. But I have a question for you, Love Doctor. Do you believe this is like a two personality kind of thing where you're the Love Doctor and then you become the other person, or is this somebody you just act to be? Because I feel like this is part of you, the Love Doctor, 1%.
I am the love doctor. You're talking to the love doctor.
So
This is
it's
the only
like two
person here. What are you talking
personality
about?
It's two
kind of.
personalities.
It's not two personalities. There's only one. It's the love doctor. I don't know what you're talking about. I've always been the love
It's
doctor. What
not
are you
two
talking about?
personality, but I was just
What do you
always wondering because you can literally switch. Like I've seen you switch that personality,
think
and I'm just
personality?
like, wow,
Yes, he
the
doesn't know that
talent.
he is. Because sometimes I like him, sometimes I don't. So you better say you switch personalities. You don't want to be the same
Right.
person that you don't like.
Right.
I think
Well,
that's
I
not.
don't know what other person y'all talking about. I just know the love doctor, so that's all I've ever been.
Oh, okay.
What are you
Okay.
eating? Bueno,
Listen, I'm so proud of this right here.
what
Y'all
is
need to
that?
take a look at this. Can y'all see that the camera zoomed in on it good?
Are those butter beans?
Lima beans.
Lima beans. I knew that
They
was
Large
look like
lima beans.
mushrooms for a second.
I
Don't
made
they?
them myself. Let me tell you something. Oh my goodness, they were wild rice. Do you know how hard it is to find wild rice?
at the farmer's market.
Right. The farmers
It's hard to
market.
find like a pack of wild rice is almost next to difficult. You can't find it. It's always gonna be a blend like
Yeah.
wild rice with long rice grains and blend, or wild rice with quinoa blend. But if you ever want to find wild rice, I like to find. But guess what? I found it. I cooked it myself. I'm enjoying this home cooked meal. Lima beans, wild rice. I got about 1.5 pounds of it. I'm eating it.
Enjoy it.
Are you matching your scenery? I see what I see you. I see you, love doctor. I see you.
We're on the health side of the game. We trying to be healthy out there. People got to be healthy. Healthy. Need to understand about being healthy. Got to set an example for the young people out there watching. Our people flying across the country to come see me. I got to set an example for them. Ain't that right, Tula?
That's right, Bueno. That is right. That is so right. Yes, sir.
So how's things been going? Any interesting stories been going since last time I saw y'all?
No, we were just talking about that. We were just talking about, continuation with Domestic Violence Month, Awareness Month, and Breast Cancer Awareness Month. That's all.
Okay, well, don't let me interrupt. I'm just a fly on the wall. Go ahead. I want to hear y'all two communicate. I want to observe y'all communication.
We were just saying, like, I wanted to know if she knew anyone that has gone through it. Do you know anyone that's gone through maybe domestic violence other than personally, and breast cancer or anything like that? Have you experienced?
That's interesting stuff. I want to hear y'all two communicate. Go ahead, ladies. Y'all continue to communicate, ladies.
I'm asking you. Love doctor.
I appreciate you calling me love doctor.
Oh gosh.
Yes.
He said yes. He said yes.
Well, I do know somebody. I do know someone who did go through breast cancer, and it was so. I guess for people sometimes it's difficult, but this person did not want to acknowledge it. In October, you know how you say, "Oh well, you're a survivor," and they have these dinners, things like that. They don't like that kind of stuff. So I don't know what to do. Hi, Tim.
Hello, Tony.
Hey, sweetie, how you doing?
Pretty good here, freezing in Jersey.
Oh, goodness. Listen, it's a little chilly out here, too. I see we got the sweater man here. He finally getting this season.
He's getting his turtlenecks on.
It's terrible. He don't warm
You know what I told Tony earlier? I said, Tony, it's chill outside. He went and got a bowl. I said, no, I mean, it's cold. He said, that's all right. I'll heat it up.
Oh, yeah. Sure you can.
Please tell me nobody laughed at that. Please tell me nobody laughed at that. That made no sense. The man that watched, he got them little weekly readers, had them little chemical stuff in them. The man said.
I didn't know about that second part. Now the first part I've heard before, but that second part, that explains.
He went to get a bowl to warm it up.
Yeah.
I can't.
I said, chill, I got a bowl. And he said, no, it's cold outside. I said, don't worry about it. I'll warm it up. That's a good one. You know what I'm saying? If you're really, really simple, that's really, unfortunately, I'm not a guy. So, hated it. I hated it. Yeah. So, what's going on with everybody tonight?
Oh, man.
We're trying to bring awareness to this cancer and domestic violence.
And I was just doing a little thinking earlier about last night the video that you shared for y'all who don't know, last night Tony he shared a video about I think it was called the Unequality Race. Is that what it was? The cartoon? Is that what it's called?
Can we show it to him?
I don't see why not. Let me go and see if I can find it.
Oh, I can look too long.
Yeah, we want them to see it so people can see why I have such a frustration with our captivity in America. Why, you know, people need to look at it because it's a reality. It's something people need to know. You know, and I don't think it's enough people voiceable about situations, you know, while you're getting that, pulling it up, you know, just like you just saying with domestic violence. A lot of it is cultured through, you know, society. It's cultured through, you know, media. I mean, it's pretty much, you know, you're in a forceful situation to where you put people in a panic situation, a stress-based situation, then, you know, you don't know what the outcome can be. If I overload you with bill and stress and bad food, you know, misinformation, disinformation, I overload you with, you know, lack of education, you know, poor income or low income to no income. I mean, you know, I put cheap alcohol in your neighborhood. I put drugs. I mean, let's be practical. What's gonna come? What can come out of it?
Right.
What can come
Nothing
out of it?
constructive. Nothing constructive at all.
And that's where we've been pretty much placed in society, to where when people look at why we're not high achievers, it's because we're in we so economically impoverished, educational. I mean, just information, not just, you know, people. There are people like myself. I make money. I don't have the education, but I have the information. You know what I'm saying? And I try to put myself with people that's, you know, like-minded, to where, you know, there's not a reason to make an excuse for why not. If anything, is, you know, why aren't we? You know what I'm saying? Then, you know, and when I'm saying now, why aren't we? It's let's do it. Like, I push the narrative of changing our situation. Talk about it is one thing, I don't mind, but then I like to lead with let's do something. You know what I'm saying? If I criticize, you know, I remember a sister, cool, they know word sister, that wore some white shoes, and them things look terrible. I mean, I try to say, those shoes look like you kicked the curve all the way here. It was funny, and you know what I said? I said, now, I'm going to buy you some more. But I had to say that. Because, I mean, it didn't make sense to criticize because I don't know what your situation is.
Right.
Let me criticize with correction of here's better. Then look at how you take care of things. You know, people, look, older people. I remember when we went to school, they wouldn't let you go outside and play in your shoes. You know, your school shoes.
That's
school
right.
shoes. Go put on your play shoes. Put on your play clothes to preserve what you have. I don't have money to constantly buy, so I need you to know to take these off. Don't play in these. These are for win. These are what you put on or use when you want to play, when you want to, you know. So I want, you know, I just say that to where our people have been taught how to preserve what they have. It's not always about getting things. Preserve what you have. Take care of what you got.
That's so true.
Very true.
So I criticize the system, but it really doesn't help unless we come in with let's move to do this. We hate it so much that we do what? Well, let's talk about it next week. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it tomorrow. No, let's change it so we can change the conversation.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Talking and not change the conversation, just keep leaving the same situation on the table.
That's right.
Facts.
So, did you find the video?
I found the video. It's about 4 minutes long, ladies and gentlemen. This is called the Unequal Opportunity Race. Let's take a look.
Welcome to America.
Yep. Welcome to America. Welcome to America indeed. What a lot of people might not notice is that those different things that it was naming in the actual the subtitles or whatever actually are true and factual events all the way from slavery, genocide, discrimination, poor schooling, standardized tests, school to prison pipeline, etc. These are literally some of the hurdles that's been put in place. It's a reality though, you know.
That's reality.
And that's why we're so far behind.
Oh yeah.
That's why
Oh
we
yeah.
never catch up. And these are things that people don't like to talk about for the sake of, it exposes, the privileged, the privileged whites that are here in America, and it unfolds their real successes, have been through, the rape, the lies, the falsism that we've been given, and it needs to be addressed. They still turn on my computer.
No.
Boom. That's right. Nope. I thought my computer was on, but it's not.
Oh, go keep talking. It can.
No.
I got one
Yeah,
second.
well, here we are. So what do we do?
It's true. Yeah. It's true. A lot of that stuff just still going on today.
It's true.
And
a lot of that stuff just still going on today.
It's true.
Stuff just still going on today.
It's true.
Yeah, without a doubt. Unfortunately, this is what
Stuff just still going on today.
So I challenge our listeners. I know, probably won't happen. We got, our faithful that's always with us, Confederate State 48, nephew E. Chris, appreciate Chris. He came to see us this week from Missouri. But, my end is this. I just wonder, what does it take to get of our people to believe in this one? What does it take to get our people to come up with a consensus of let's talk? And this should be for all races. I don't want to, exclude, but I honestly would like for us to talk, people in general,
because people are hurting all over the world. Everybody, it's not just a black issue. It's, quote unquote, we call black. This is a color, not an actual race. But if we could get enough of our people to talk, let us sit down and then let's come up with a consensus on what do we do to fix issues. And, then we can sit down with other races. Let's come up with a consensus on what do we do to fix.
There's an echo going on by any chance. Do you have your other phone on?
No, not me.
It's
not me.
That's gone.
I think it's one. Yeah.
But that's what I would like to do. And I can't for the life of me. I put on Instagram about the economy and that's what I would like to do. I don't know why I keep doing it.
It was from
love to, what I just can't get for the life of me. Why won't people respond to? These are issues that face up. People are dying all over the world. People are protesting all over the world. People are starving all over the world. People are sick all over the world. I mean, everything you can imagine is going on, and it's like the governments are not there for the welfare of the people. The government is supposed to be for the people and by the people. That's in any state, any country. And yet the people are servant and subservient to the governments. So we have to fix the dynamics of how things are being done. It's like we cater to politicians during their time to be elected. They should be catering to us during the time of election. You know what I'm saying? Because you're saying, trust me with your future. Trust me to do the best or make the best decision for our kids, for our future. And yet we elect these people and this is never done. And the worst of the people are the best. They're like, Trump was our best. What does it say about the country when Trump was our best? He was the best president we've ever had. Okay? He out Lincoln, as they say. The man was pissed. The man is sitting down now facing charges for sexual advances, attempted rape on a young lady. He's admitted himself that he walks up to him, put his tongue in his mouth, and shove his hand in their vagina. This is the man we told that. I don't give a blank about that. I'm looking at his politics. Separate that. But you won't separate me from everything you hate me for and look at the man me of, that you call black, Negro. You make all these concessions, all these exceptions for every white man that is pissed poor and the worst excuse ever for a human being. Joe Biden, who utilized, Senator Byrd, one of a known racist Ku Klux Klan. I want you to look up Byrd and put him up there. This man was a known racist Ku Klux Klan, and Joe Biden, did his obituary, did his eulogy, because these people don't care about it. And at this point, we shouldn't care about them. We should care about ourselves. And I'm tired of the same rhetoric every week, every month. Nobody cares.
That's right.
I did hear somebody talk about that, separating the personal from the politics. That's what they. That's
but I feel like that's not possible, because isn't that what makes a politic, like their personality, who they are?
The race,
you have to
whatever.
know this person.
No. Yeah, it's terrible. It's just terrible. Yeah, it is. Your character has a lot to do with the type of person you are and what you will do. And unfortunately, look at that. Joe Biden gives eulogy of, Ku Klux Klan recruiter Robert Byrd resurfaced after Trump doesn't condemn white supremacy. Joe Biden giving eulogy of a Ku Klux Klan recruiter. Can you show a picture of who Byrd and what state he operated in? Probably could find some of his.
It might be on there.
Previous video. No, I don't think. No, he's not on the picture. I don't think. Not there. He's an old white head man. But I mean, at any cost, Trump dealt with racists. That's the problem we have with these people. The company you keep says a lot about the person you are. And see, the reason why it's not a problem with Trump or not a problem with Biden, be practical. You can't blame him. Did Byrd hate white people? No. He hated other people of ethnic groups. So why wouldn't he be friends with them? He had no effect. Now look at this clown cracker, tired, rusted out, burnt out cracker, and this bastard, they love him. He'll be remembered, huh?
He was in politics for 60 years.
And how many black people suffered? How many brown people? Look at him. Wow. June the 10th. Well, look at him. You see what kind of politician he was? An American politician.
Yep.
That's exactly. That says everything you need to know about America.
Yeah.
They love the song.
Facts, it's ridiculous. Something else I wanted to share that's right there on that same note is a comment that was made years ago. I think it was well over 10 years ago. And want you guys to take a listen to it and tell me that you know it still stands. This goes on the topic of the video that we just showed about the inequality race. Take a listen to this and tell me what y'all think.
My house cost millions of dollars. Don't hate the player, hate the game. In my neighborhood, there are 4 black people. Hundreds of houses, 4 black people. Who are these black people? Well, it's me, Mary J. Blige, Jay-Z, and Eddie Murphy. Only black people in the whole neighborhood. So let's break it down. Let's break it down. Me, I'm a decent comedian. I'm all right. Mary J. Blige, one of the greatest R&B singers to ever walk the earth. Jay-Z, one of the greatest rappers to ever live. Eddie Murphy, one of the funniest actors to ever do it. Do you know what the white man that lives next door to me does for a living? He's a dentist.
It's funny, but it's true.
Oh, yeah. His neighbor is just a regular dentist.
That's possible.
So that is examples of the wealth disparity. When he talked about some of that in the actual inequality race video, we got to keep in mind just because we see a quote unquote black person who is successful and thriving and has money, look at the actual comparison of what he just did. He lives in a neighborhood that has over 100 houses. Only out of those 100 houses, only 4 of them are black. His house costs $1 million. And these 4 black people, all of them are like, they're world renowned just to be in there when his neighbor is just a regular white dude who's a dentist.
Mm-hmm.
That is a greater example of the wealth gap in terms of how far we're behind. And another thing that video showed was it showed the white father tossing on the wealth to his son right there behind him, and it's just growing more and more and more like a baton. It just passed the baton more and more and more. And we as a culture of non-white people, we have no idea what an actual inheritance is.
Right. And you speaking with that same black person was running. There was not somebody that he could pass it to. It was the same, still running, still trying to catch up, while the other one was, the white guy was passed on. It's generational. But that's that same one person running that same race. Nobody to pass it to. Nothing to pass to him.
Let me say that. Even with what Chris Rock was saying about the people, about the whites in his neighborhood, the problem shouldn't be the whites in his neighborhood that not actors or whatever. It should be our anger at the system, because there are whites that have, inherited, and understand it from that standpoint. If all of us inherited something from our parents and grandparents, say for 6 generations back, from something they did wrong, but it passed down to you and now you're wealthy, how many of us are going to give it back because of something that someone did 6 generations, 8 generations back? None of us. Mm-mm. Well, look, it happened in the time. What I have is what I have, and other people that came after them didn't do the same thing. So the justification is there. The problem we have to look at, and it's comical, and that's the problem when they're comedians. They're comical, but they got to know how to address them out in a way to get people to think. Because now look at, How did white dentist do it? Yeah, what did this white dentist do? No, it's a system that allows this to happen. It's an interest rate that's given to him. That's
Mhm.
affordability that's given to him. To look at the dentist is not to look at the bigger problem. And that's what we got to teach our people how to do. There are people in place that sign, like we're not aware of, there are bills every year these people sign with legislation. They pass for certain
Thanks.
bills that are set. Monies are allocated. We talking about for blacks, for studies of black hair, for study of culture. I mean, this money set aside.
Mhm.
Now, all we need to be pissed with is not the whites, because the whites sign off on this bill. The problem we got to look at, why aren't there enough quote unquote African Americans that sit in Congress, that help to legislate these bills in Senate, that don't make us aware of these bills. So this money sets. So whites are given information about it, who learn how to use blacks to go and get the money, and the information is never spread. There's money set for Hispanics, for all these people. We're just not told about the monies. We're not told how to go look them up. So when you make it about that individual or those people that live in the neighborhood who can feel insulted, well, that's not my problem. If it take you to be an actor and you got to do that, I just work and I put my money up, and I spend frugal when I do certain things, and I put mine up, and this is what I'm able to do. And I will put generate my monies to live here, while you'll spend everything you got on everything else, and you'll struggle to live here. But there is a system that inherently rapes us, that doesn't allow us to get the information about how to do these things. And it needs to be known. It needs to be said. These actors won't tell the truth about, as Kanye said, who is you. The Jewish network allowed them to do it. They know that's comical. They're not going to make jokes about Jews. It isn't going to be something cute, quick, and out. They'll talk on, and they're not going to educate you. They'll say something funny and say a little something. They're going to get out, because your career will end just like Cat Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Another thing I thought about when you were talking about, which is so true, is how white people, they actually control the value of things. They set the actual prices and they set the value. That is a lot in itself. That's a lot of control. That's a lot of authority. Wow.
Yep.
How are you going to beat somebody that make laws, enforce laws, who controls the incarceration, who controls all monetary, banking, regulatory of banking, enforcement, regulatory of monies, communication? They control it. There's not anything they don't control. You can't win in a system like that. You cannot win. Monopolies are illegal in certain platforms, but quote unquote white America monopolized everything in America.
And do you Tony, you think that's gonna ever change?
Not unless we can get people to sit down and agree there's a problem, there's a balance. It's not a balance. And you have to be able to explain that. I would love to be able to talk to whites, everybody. Just explain, just listen. And we'll listen to you. Understand our grievance. Don't look at us as people that's just looking to take something, or people that want to whine our way through. We're still afflicted by it. You think about this. If you were struck, hit, had a car wreck, the law gives you a year, I think almost 2 years to file from a single accident that you
That's
had.
correct.
Because they are not negligent, and they realize that there can be an occurrence that can come up in the 2-year timeline from you being struck in a car or by a car. You might not feel it today, next week, next month.
up to a year, 2 years, you can get a chronic still pain that can arise from it. You telling me I've been hit for 400 years, and some doctor's gonna tell me, get over it.
Wow.
It shouldn't be a problem. That makes no sense.
It does.
It makes no sense. You'll give me a year to 2 years from a car wreck. What about in a car wreck that I had and I come and I want to file charges? So I've had no other falls doing
Got
time.
a point.
I have no other issues. I could have hurt myself working out. I could have tripped down the steps.
Yep.
But it'll all go back to be accounted to the wreck.
Yep.
Why aren't white people conscious of that a lot of things that we're dealing with are from the original wreck of 400 years ago? That has been continually, we've been running into this. This problem has never been resolved.
Wow.
Never.
There's things that you can have ailments or effect from until you get corrective surgery.
Mm-hmm.
We've never corrected what's been my ailment. So how you tell me I don't still have an affliction? I go to the doctor and I tell them I'm having a problem because they say, well, you have to do this corrective surgery. I don't get the surgery done and I keep coming back to the doctor, tell them about it. Listen, Tony, listen, sir. Until this surgery can be performed, we are going to still face the issue. This is going to be ongoing. We've never had corrective surgery, economically, educational, community-wise.
Excuse me.
Wow.
So there has been no corrective surgery, so the effect is still there.
Wow.
Very true.
Wow. That's true.
Y'all,
That's really, really true.
let me let y'all hear something. Listen to these words. You can't win, you can't break even, and you can't get out of the game. People keep saying things are going to change, but they look just like they're staying the same. You get in way over your head, and you've only got yourself to blame. You can't win, child. You can't break even, and you can't get out of the game.
His son ever had a big nose.
Yeah, the world keeps moving, and you're standing far behind. People keep saying things will get better just to ease your state of mind. So you lay back and you smoke that smoke and you drink that glass of wine. You can't win, child. You can't break even and you can't get out of the game. You can't win. You can't win. No way if your story stays the same, you ain't winning. But it's nice to see you. I'm awfully glad you came. Better cool it, cause it ain't about losing. Then the world has got no shame. You can't win, child. You can't break even, and you can't get out of the game. You can't win, you can't win, you can't break even. Ain't the way it's supposed to be. You'll be spending your little bit of money while someone else rides free. Learn your lesson, refuel your mind before some turkey blows out your flame. You can't win, child. No, you can't win. You can't win, child. No, you can't win. You can't win, child. You can't break even, and you can't get out of the game. 1978.
Big nose Mike.
Michael Jackson.
1978.
Yep.
Wow. That's amazing right there, too, because when you think about it, it's really they control literally everything. You know what Tony was saying about how they control the laws and everything. An interesting article that I know and that you guys already know, they control the water supply. But I already knew that they controlled the water supply, but what I did not know is that they actually also control your ability to collect the rainwater. There's been some restrictions in the state of Georgia where it's actually illegal for you to collect rainwater. I guess there's trending. People are starting to collect rainwater and store rainwater. So the state of Georgia has a restriction on it saying that you can collect rainwater only if you're going to use it for outdoor purposes only.
Stop
If
it.
you're going to use it for inside purposes, then it's illegal to do it, and it's regulated by the Department of Environmental Protection. Blew my mind. I was actually reading this article a little bit about it, and it shows as long as it's for outdoors use only, and this is the Georgia restriction that they placed on rainwater collection. How about that? How powerful are you to be able to control if someone is able to collect rainwater or not?
Mm-hmm.
That's Georgia's.
Yeah.
That's
That's so-
Federal State 48 said, can we send the link out? He's trying to get on the cell phone. I'll post the link.
Yep, we can send a link out. It's also, if you hit the description box, I'll also posted the link in the description box. I'm going to go ahead and also post it in the commentary. Absolutely, sure can.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, it looked like we have someone in the waiting room right now.
Nephew.
Let's invite him in. Nephew, you ready to come on? Welcome, nephew. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, my family? How y'all doing?
What's wrong?
That's it. Get a chance to get out this week on this day. I'm glad to say hello to everybody.
Hey.
My family, Aunt Thule,
Mhm.
love cousin, love doctor, cousin resident Joe, and my main man, Raha Tony Smith.
Oh,
Yes,
brother,
sir. Need no introduction. Yes, sir. It's just a sad day in America. Dealing with with what we're seeing now. If you go outside your door, especially down here in Texas, as I was out today working, I seen those little things that you put in the yard when people want to vote for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the little posters and stuff like that they got out there now. That's one of our biggest problems. We out here supporting these people and giving these people, giving them an opportunity to go into office and make laws and rules and regulations against us by voting. That's been something that we've been taught through the the civil rights movement. When they freed us to go vote and do all those kind of things, but at the same time, everybody that was part of the political vote and the people that was in there making a situation for us, these people were getting paid on the back end.
Yep.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And that's what Raha was talking about that. It's not about us. Everything is about them. But we don't see these people for the remainder of the year. They don't come out. They don't talk to us. They don't do nothing for us. But then now they post us in the yard. They all down the side of the street. Jesus them can't cut the grass because everything just up and down the street, and they just that's what they do. But that's the problem. It's time for us to get rid of the civil rights movement. It's time for us to get rid of the Nation of Islam. It's time for us to get rid of all this NAACP. It's time for us to get rid of these folks and start building our own situation, our own understanding for our people. These are the people that have drugged us through this mental manipulation that they put us in.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's time for us to get rid of these people. It's time to get rid of all these old people. I was looking at when it popped up on my phone when I was at Christianity, the church that I was at. This man literally talked against politicians and stuff like that, and looked up. Guess who was sitting in his pulpit preaching to his members? Deputy Dog.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Al Sharpton.
Deputy Dog.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, Deputy Dog. I said, you got to be kidding me. But I've literally watched this man speak against politicians, you know what I mean, and what they do and how they are. And this man had, you got the main crook sitting in the pulpit with you.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But like I say, at the end of the day, these are the people that have drugged our people through this foolishness and this nonsense. And these are the people we got to get rid of. Once we get rid of these people, we can grab a hold to stronger leaders, you know what I'm saying, like yourself and other people that need to be put out there to lead our people. We got to get these guys out the way. We got to get our people unattached from these folks. You know, all them old people who still got them old ways, and just go on. We don't need you. You understand what I'm saying? It's time to get rid of that stuff. And that's what I've been saying that for the longest. It's just nothing but big pure baggage. You understand what I'm saying? On the black. Every time you want to say something against something, let's pray and let's sing. Let's do what King said. King ain't do nothing.
No.
King ain't do nothing but get paid. That's all he did. He got paid. You know what I'm saying? And the only time that he felt like he needed to do something, that's when he got killed.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? When he went out there in Memphis and went against their system, because he went against the deal that he cut with him. You understand what I'm saying? That's if you go look at the video and look at his face, look at the expression when he made his last speech. Yeah, he knew it. He knew something was going to happen to him. That whole sermon was about guilt. You understand what I'm saying? It's about guilt. Body language tells everything. You understand what I'm saying? But some of the people were so emotional and so full of emotion they can't even see it. The man went against his deal that he cut with him. But why they have to take that all the way to the end for you to realize, man, I'm leading these people wrong? You understand what I'm saying? You could have been done that. We could have got way farther than what we was now in that situation. But it's time to get rid of this civil rights. I'm tired of looking at these people. These people are holding us back. They holding us back big time. It's time. All them old Negro spiritual, man, let them folk go. You understand what I'm saying? Time to get rid of these people, man. And it hurt me to see that, man. I'm like, man, I thought this man was tip of the dog. He look like he's sick.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? Yeah, he look like he's sick, man. Man, ain't no surgery. You sick, brother. You know what I'm saying? Probably got that stuff. You know what I mean? Ain't no telling. But it's just time to get rid of these people, man. It really is. We got to get out of this stuff. All this vote stuff these people doing. These folks don't care. You giving them their job. So if you give them their job, what rule they gonna make with you, or what rule they gonna put in, in store for you if you giving it to them and you ain't at the table with them? You know what I'm saying? That's just how they go. Like I said, if they don't look like you, they don't care about you. The people that look like us don't care about us because they've been in their position. They've been in their position for so long. They don't want no young mind to come in there because young mind gonna change everything. You gonna turn everything around. I mean, that's the only way you come in there if you want us, unless you gay.
Facts.
You understand what I'm saying?
Listen. You're 100% right, nephew E.
Yes, sir.
On a range of things.
Right.
What we got to do now, we got to figure a way to get our people that's in that system,
right,
to understand how to use it to get ourselves out of it. How they got us now,
right?
If you tell people, say, let's just stop voting. They train them to cut people off because you saying you don't want us to advance. If you tell people, get away from them, we need our own, they pretty much make us the enemy. What we're saying is we've been jilted every time.
Every time.
We've never gotten, fair or equality. Fairness or
equality.
They train people to tune us, cut us off, to make us look radical, make us look like we're hurting our people. And we're against everybody that ever did anything for the people. It's the fact people that have done stuff for the people have done it for their own gain. And they use them, they manipulate us, and they left us here, and we watch them get rich while we struggle and we suffer.
That's right.
Neighborhoods be dilapidated. We don't need people to come out after somebody's shot. We need somebody to come out before a bullet get pulled. We need somebody before a race police get hired. We need somebody to come out and examine them when they going through and they being, when they doing their psych test. We need somebody to come out while they doing their training. We need somebody inside to see what are you telling them when you train them. How are you?
That's right.
What rules of engagement are you telling them? Because we can pause a lot of it, but these guys won't get involved.
That's right.
Yeah.
They'll wait until the big hype, and that's when they'll come out and they'll make their money. So now what we got to do, I want to try to get us to do this.
Right.
We got to get in so we can get out. We got to get our people looking at, they beat us out every time because our people are so brainwashed.
Yeah.
They believe anything these people, they believe everybody is supporting. These guys have, made it and got enough fanfare behind them to where they could change the dynamics.
Right.
On a lot of ends. us.
A lot
And
of
they
it. That's right.
refuse to do it because lining their pockets is more important.
That's right. That's right.
That's true.
That's
Lining
right.
their pocket is more important than their eyes.
Yeah.
We have someone by the name of Faith D calling in. They say that they would like to join in on the chat, but before I introduce them, nephew, I want to give you the opportunity. It's good to see you. Any other commentary you want to add before we bring them on?
Oh no. Like I said, at the end of the day, man, number one show in the land, in the world, in the universe, and they're on. I'm just so happy to be, see y'all and be back. Like I said, I've been watching all day, all week. So, like I said, I've been dealing with my children. So,
Yeah.
they was off today. Yeah, they doing great. So I got a chance to be off today, and I rushed right home and got on. I said, yeah, to hear y'all voice, man, no problem. I love y'all to the heart and everything y'all do. Y'all know that.
You know, the service time is 6:30 right now on Friday on Shabbat later.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because it's starting to get dark earlier, so we just
right. Well, I know that weather gonna change every well, so
Hey, well, I've been had my turtleneck on, so ain't nothing changed.
Of course. Hey, man, look here. When it's about the 90s, you always got to keep it on, man. That's the 90s, man. That's how they go.
Hey,
anything with 90s, you got to go. So I'll hug y'all. I'm gonna hit that cash app just as well.
Definitely, hit that light.
Hit that light. Yes, sir.
So until y'all smash that cash out, that like button.
That's right. Like I say, we gonna change this thing. We got to get our kids too. We got that's where I start that generation. Got to get them going because that's who's gonna be left for. So we can't let them take us. We can't let them take us out like that. So like I said, I keep the fist tight, keep it going. Hug y'all to the heart.
We'll hug you too. Definitely appreciate
it. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Definitely appreciate you, buddy.
Somebody
we got Faith D. Welcome, Faith D. Your camera's off, Faith D.
Yeah, sorry, my camera isn't working at the moment. I do not know how to fix it.
We can still hear you.
Yeah, but the current state of the United States, I've been living here for a month, and all I see is people walking around with guns, getting shot, racism everywhere. It's the country is falling apart. I know as a foreigner, I really do not have much of a say, but at the same time, like, your police force is basically racial profiling everyone. It's like, your country is a good country, but at the same time, you need to get, well, not you particularly, but your country needs to get a better political system going to deal with corruption.
Agreed.
What country are you from?
Originally Scotland.
Scotland. I know Scotland, Ireland. I heard the accent.
Yeah,
we welcome you aboard. We appreciate you. And you're exactly right. But the problem is that people won't recognize it. they'll try to make it as though it's it's a cop out for people, quote unquote, of color, but it's very much true. It's very much still, the effect is very much here. It's very much real. It's still happening. It had never stopped, and it needs to be addressed. That our lives, we're under attack. Not just with the guns. It's with the prison system. It's with economically. It's in our communities. It's the things they bring in, the drugs, the gangs. Amazingly, the gangs don't hang in the nice, astute areas. They, they create the area for them to be able to inhabit.
They do. They control them totally. Yep.
And it's not hard to, arrest a bunch of people with all red on, who doing a dance, with a mask on, who got red cars, who got red graffiti on the wall. Who repping the gang color. You leave in my head, lock up one or two and think that's enough. So they're very much aware of what oil they got on all blue, and yet they leave them. So if we don't kill each other, then you put enough people here that's against us to kill us, and then you put the police that's supposed to be here to rescue us, serve us to kill us. Then you put the drugs and the alcohol here to kill us. So it's a constant state of war for the people. You don't mind me asking, what color are you? You don't mind me asking, race? ethnic race?
Me, I am personally white Scottish. I'm a white person. So, yeah, people get the stereotype. White people in America, most of them are quite racist. But over in Scotland, we are understanding. We don't discriminate. You know what I mean? Your people. At the end of the day, you shouldn't be treated differently because it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? We're all the same inside.
You know what?
Yeah.
We peel the skin on all of us. We're the same. I agree with you. If more people could just sit down and be considerate of one another, you know, people of color, quote unquote, of color being considerate of people of other ethnic groups considering one another, we all got to inhabit the land. None of us there's no race that's going to say, okay, let me take everybody that looks like me and we're going to go to another planet. We all here. We've all been here. You know, everybody can argue who was here first. At this point, nobody can prove it. We just know we all here. Nobody's going to leave. It's just everybody has to learn how to deal with one another. And I think our biggest divider of all of us are our governments. Because the way we've all been ruled and governed, you know, kind of pushes us in a state to blame somebody. You know, you can blame so much on a politician, but for whatever reason, it's easier to hate the man that you can see on the street, in the neighborhood, in the store. And that's what we got to change.
Yeah. Faith, let me ask you this. Is there anything you think that, any suggestions you may have of what can be done or what we can do to stop this system that's going on against the black people?
I feel like more community services, like centers as well, just to get the youth out and about, even working, getting extra money in teenagers' pocket instead of them going selling drugs, buying firearms, robbing people. It would help dramatically, and I think firing a lot of police officers as well, defunding the police in some matters, or even replacing them completely. They shouldn't, you know what I mean? Blue lives shouldn't matter as much as they matter. If someone in a blue uniform has done something wrong, they should be fired immediately, like a normal job.
All right. And as far as being in Scotland, in your opinion, does Scotland really experience a lot of different injustices also?
Scotland isn't as bad. I've noticed with my current time in the United States, United States is in a bit of a worse situation, even though the Scottish police are violent towards everyone.
Really? Totally understand. So really overall, since you've been in different countries and lived in different countries, which country do you prefer to live in? Scotland or America?
Definitely America.
Really? How so? Explain. What does America have that's better than Scotland?
First of all, the economy. Second of all, it's basically an easier place to live in. Like over in Scotland, you've got a lot of rough neighbours, and it's everywhere you go. You can't get away from it. It's from in the States, you've got your good parts and your bad parts, if you know what I mean.
Right. Gotcha.
I just saw a special, I think probably a week ago, they was just getting ready to revamping the police in Scotland because of the corruption. I did hear something about that. They're going back through the police. They're looking at it, they got a lot of corrupt police in Scotland. Scotland, you know, hats off as a saying to them for recognizing a problem and realizing it need to be revamped. Here in America, the FBI, other organizations are afraid to deal with the police, especially the police in New York and Chicago and in California, because they're thousands. You're talking about 15,000 or better, and they need to work with them. So they already recognize that there are a lot of injustices with the police department, but because the need is there for them, they just kind of allow them to keep running, keep going, you know, get you 1, 2 here, whatever. But, you know, it's still there. They put a stigma out that they've left these people. And, you know, and the dangerous part is they're more dangerous than federal agents because federal agents don't deal with people, individuals on a day-to-day basis. These people do. These people stop a car. they can make a decision that can turn into a ticket, a warning, or an arrest.
Instantly.
Or death. I mean, these are your point. Hey, have a good day. Hey, just take care. Or, hey, I'm getting you a ticket. This ticket be the one that, you know, your license suspended. Now you can't get to work. You lose your home. You know, you had to pick up your kids from the daycare. I mean, this is a lot to put in one individual hand. Listen, even if it's a wrong arrest and I proved it found out there was the arrest wasn't valid. That doesn't mean it's an arrest that, I mean, I might have, beat it, but it might not be an arrest where I can go back and sue for damages. So now I lost time, I had to get my car from impound. I had to pay for an attorney, and I'm just making my bills. And this put me behind. And these are things that people need to consider. When you put a person and you get them this license, this gun, we need to really know that you understand you're dealing with everyday people whose lives you impact on a major end. So let's make sure you're thinking, you pull this person over. Is this really a situation where I gotta write this ticket? I gotta do this. I gotta, strap my stuff, show my fellas, or this is the end of saying, this is a human being like me. I speed, but I flash my badge and keep going. Let me consider, even if I have to pull you over, let me just consider, are you that person where you need to go to jail? Are you that person where you need this ticket? Are you probably need to wreck your life? Or you a person need a real good talking to consider, hey, I'm going to give you a break. But you need to consider what you're doing. I have a job. I mean, some people need a good lesson. Say, you know what? I never looked at it that way. I ain't hurt nobody. You don't know what another person doing. You're in one vehicle. How do you know what's? Look at that person pass by. Do you know what they're thinking? Do you know what they're talking about? No. So how can you make these? You making judgment calls when you zip all over the expressway. You're not considering you can kill somebody. Now you from a speeding ticket to murder. So sometimes talking to people and giving them logic can help them a great deal rather than, no, I got to grab you, snatch you, slam you into this car, throw you on this ground, put this knee in your neck.
Right.
Everybody, I understand the police are doing their job. It's a lot of them that do a great job. I know some police that are lit hands down great. And I'm not just, I know some hand down great. I know some dirty bastards. But we all got to consider this. We are all human, which means we are prone to a bad decision, a bad day, and then we can consider that with each other. So when you have a bad day, somebody can consider for you. We got to start looking out for one another. That's every color. Hopefully I didn't overtalk Faith D, and you still with us. If you're not, we appreciate you for calling in and listening. And hey, much love to you.
And welcome to America. Coming to America.
Yeah. What Tony was saying is spot on. The power and authority that a police officer has, they really do have the power that can really change, impact someone's life instantaneously. You mean something I wanted to show you. This is a different perspective of a video. Guys, take a listen to this and tell me what you think.
And I wrote you 2 citations today. First one being special restriction, which you can read that code, and it says no flashing lights shall be on a vehicle. And at that point in time, you had flashing lights on your vehicle. It's unauthorized.
Well, under the Constitution, it's protected in the First Amendment. Well, I'm going to look into it.
That's in Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm going to look into it. See about this. Free speech.
It's legal to do that, to flash and warn, but it's illegal to high beam, and it is legal to have flashing lights on your vehicle, not being an emergency vehicle. Huh?
I said awesome. Okay.
And I could take you to jail today for your unsigned registration card, and I just wrote you a citation for that. That's actually up to 6 months in jail. You think it's funny, sir?
I'll take the ticket, sir.
I know, but do you think this is funny?
I'm allowed to laugh. I could laugh all I want.
Okay. Go ahead and step back here for me. Sir, I'm asking you to step out.
Am I being detained?
Yes, sir, you are. Step out of the vehicle.
Are you serious?
Place your hands behind your back for me.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir. Place your hands behind your back for me.
Oh, man, you're serious, brother.
I'm not your brother.
You're not.
Yeah, I'll never be. I'll never be your brother.
Exactly. You'll never be my brother. Just be careful.
I don't want to be your brother.
No. Be careful.
Don't jerk away from me.
Just be careful.
Don't jerk away from me, sir.
Just be careful.
Don't jerk away from me.
My wallet is in the car.
Okay, I don't want you to jerk away from me
I was
right
going
there.
away from the traffic.
No, I was putting you in front of my car,
Okay.
which is away from traffic.
You're arresting me for laughing.
No,
I didn't do anything.
I'm arresting you for unsigned registration.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Okay, so stand right there.
Wow.
So basically, we just saw an example of a police officer choosing to arrest the guy because he laughed, and he did not sign his registration in his glove compartment. So even though he did have registration, it's the fact that he laughed. The cop went ahead and decided to arrest him for not signing the registration that he has. I guess it's against the law to have a registration in your car that's not signed.
Mm-hmm.
But he was about to let him go until he laughed, right?
Mm-hmm. He ended up laughing.
I
I ended up reading the article to get the full version of the story, and apparently the reason why the cop pulled him over initially is because there was a speed trap set, and the cops noticed that he was flashing the other cars coming towards the speed trap to slow down.
That's right.
Oh, that's
Light.
okay. Gotcha. I didn't know it was illegal.
They're going for the flashing light. Yeah, it's illegal to flash your telephone.
For real?
Yes.
Ooh.
So the cop was saying got arrested was because of his registration, that he didn't sign his registration card in that video is what the cop was saying. And that's ridiculous. But at the end of the day, whenever they pull over anyone, they really do have a lot of authority. We can really control, a person's future. Just like that.
First of all, you think about how people, a person they going, okay, I got a ticket. I was trying to just let other people know, slow down so you don't get a ticket. I'm warning you, like if it was a pothole or anything. Nobody can look at nobody trying to get a ticket. Now you know what that does? It makes him and other people like him look at why help someone else. It'll only cost you. I went to jail trying to help other people. That's beyond unpunished.
Unpunished. That's facts. No.
This is the world we live in. This is the system. We'll waste time and say, if your registration unsigned, that's going to be up to 6 months in jail. Now, the officer was given enough leeway and enough sense to allow him to use his sense, and that's where the detriment came in. Because he considered a father, husband. You don't know his wife come in the hospital. I'm not even speeding. I'm just letting people know, hey, be careful, slow down. That's warning you the way to slow down anyway.
Yep.
Not anything you can give me a medal saying I've been one them trying to tell them to slow down because I have to do my job. Although people give you a job, there has to be a rationale behind your reasoning or your execution of doing your duties. And unfortunately, we're training people how to shoot, kick in doors, drive down the street, pit maneuvers, knock people off the street. Most young cops coming out of I see Confederate State for there. We see, I'm gonna get ready to bring you. We'll bring you up. But I see you bring him up while I'm talking. He family. But it's sad that we're here and they'll train a young man, a young woman how to pit maneuver, flip, spin a car, shoot, tackle somebody, put a knee in it. And now when they come out of academy, they're more anxious to come out and use what they've been shown.
Yep.
Taser, shoot, pit maneuver, flip you, run up your back a certain kind of way and hold your fingers and make you beg for mercy. Write you a ticket, pull you over. They come out in versus you're also here to help. We taught you these tactics if they are absolutely necessary, but you need to know how to treat people. These are people, black, white, whatever. Avoid a confrontation. Like that man looking at, I'm finna go to jail. How I know you're not gonna take me somewhere and kill me? Now this man could have grabbed his gun and shot his
officer. This officer couldn't have gone home to his family because you just put a person they can say, "Oh, that's stupid. He could have went to jail and beat it." People don't see that the immediate danger. I'm being detained. I'm being taken to jail, and you talking about 6 months because I didn't sign up. I can sign the paper now. It's sign the paper. We can't prove.
Right.
But these guys, I'm saying, they're not training them how to deal with people. That's the most important training. People. These are people. These are people, brothers, mothers, sister, son, daughters, aunts, people. Think before you react. It could be your mother, your sister, it could even be you. That badge is not a guarantee for life.
Yeah.
You know, something like that. Welcome on Confederate State 48.
How you doing, buddy?
All right, can everyone hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we hear a little.
Oh, okay. Let me try to take my. I'm trying. I'm really trying. Making some critical changes. I was listening to one of the lessons. You were talking about how Miss Tudor, she's in the holistics as far as herbs and things like that. You were talking about some supplements you were taking, natural supplements for your high blood pressure and things of that nature. So I've been really being proactive with that and trying to better my quality of life in terms of health. But I wanted to start out with greeting the panel to you, Dr. Joe. Good evening, ma'am. To you, Smith, the love doctor, and the one and only Miss Tooley. How are you guys today? I know you all enjoyed last Shabbat last week. You guys had a festive time. I was there virtually, but it's nothing like being there in person. I recall I take my next Shanab, maybe I'm able to join you guys. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. But I was sitting back listening to the show, and there's a 5-letter word that Ra Smith you gave as a vocabulary word a couple of probably about a month ago, and it's a 5-letter word called MORAL. Morals. Just put the S on it, it'll be 6, right? Some people don't. It's morals. I was listening to that lesson today when I was at the doctor. But when people don't have morals, and you can't have a moral compass if you don't have morals. So when people don't have a sense of direction, they're liable to do anything. They're liable to say anything, and they're guaranteed to treat you any kind of way. And when we're talking about the government and people that are in power, they control the narrative. Just like the love doctor was saying about collecting rainwater. I remember coming up as a kid, and I know you said a lot of times, Rob Smith, about growing up in the country. We grew up in like a rural area, but I wouldn't call it the country. But my great grandmother collected rainwater, and we used it for multiple purposes. And we would have thought that it would be against the law to contain something that came from nature to take into the privacy of your own home. That goes to show you that we are not human beings, as you stated. The 3/5 compromise told us that in Article 1, Section 2 of the Constitution, that we are property of the United States. We're still slaves, if we really want to be technical about it. And what I don't understand is, me and my wife was having this conversation, why are we paying taxes and we're slaves? We're the property of the United States. We're owned by someone. We can say that we are free thinkers and we're this and that, but we're being dictated on a daily basis from these institutions, whether it's, you name it. They dictate the rules to us, and they penalize us if we don't dance to that proverbial beat. And it's frustrating, and 2 miles in the mic, the way of y'all Senegal, these are lifelines for people that can really keep a grasp on their sanity, because it's people that don't have a strong, fortified mind will snap, and it's we're almost we're on the brink of anarchy, believe it or not. People are fed up, black, white, and indifferent. Any other races that we're fed up. But I wanted to say this before the show ended. Now we get pulled over at random, and we get questioned. We get all these brutalized and things of that nature. But it's ironic. There was 4 individuals that I saw earlier this week that done something that a black person of color could never have done. They threw paint on a Victor Van Gogh, and they poured some type of substance on Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa. Now these are looked at as priceless pieces of artwork, and I think they also glued their hand to a Pablo Picasso's painting as well. So, but they were doing this, and they called it peaceful protesting, and they were not arrested. Nothing happened to these people. But like you said, they want us to put duct tape over our mouth, go to Home Depot, pay for the material to peaceful protest, but you don't get any results with peaceful protesting. I'm frustrated. I'm at my wit's end, but I came here to kind of just, the event is very therapeutic. It's appalling. I want to ask you guys this question too. Had you guys heard about Lizzo and the crystal flute? No. Okay, good. Well, anyways, I want to ask you guys' thoughts about that. Well, Lizzo had the opportunity. Let
me stop you real quick, Confederate 48. Something that you brought up before you switch gears. For those who don't know, I just want to briefly share with them what you just were alluding to about the Van Gogh painting.
That's it.
About the I saw that. Mustard.
For the protection of our planet and people. The cost of living crisis is part of the oil crisis. Fuel is unaffordable to millions of cold, hungry families. They can't even afford to heat a tin of soup.
Yeah, it was just on frame. It didn't touch the painting. I remember I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, but if that would have been us, we'd have been gunned down.
We would have. What? Yeah.
We probably wouldn't even been able to go into the art exhibit in itself, based on where it was at. But but can I get back to that Lizzo and the crystal flute?
Sure.
Okay, so Lizzo had the opportunity to play a crystal flute that was made exclusively from a French music instrument maker for James Madison. Okay, and I'm alluding to that only because James Madison is the same person that wrote the article, the 3/5 Compromise, for blacks being 3/5 of a human being. And so she had a concert, and she actually played that flute in her concert. So my question to you guys is, what message is she sending to the black and brown community by playing a flute? Because I know James Madison is turning over in his grave because, excuse my language here, that some nigger lips was on his crystal flute. So when do we stop entertaining our oppressor? When do we start standing up and saying, look, we're not dancing for you anymore, we're not dribbling the ball for you anymore, we're not being your Sarah Bartman anymore, you know what I mean? When does it stop? And last but not least, the critical race theory that they're trying to dispose of. And I was looking at an article what happened in Atlanta in 1909, the 1909 massacre in Atlanta. So they're trying to take that out of the history books in the state of Georgia. I know you guys are probably familiar with that as well. I'm like, why would you take that out of the history books if it's actual facts? You know, and then you got that clown Herschel Walker, you know, but that's a different story in itself. But guys, I've said enough tonight. I hope you all, I missed you all last week.
Hey man, we'll hop you and we appreciate you for calling in.
But before you hang me up, let me say this: hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscription, and last but not least, hit that cash out. Signing off.
We'll hop looking good.
Cash out. That's right. That's right.
Also,
That's
now,
right.
just want to put out what Tula and I also sell some patches that are really good for kids.
Really?
Listen.
Really?
Listen. Listen.
Yes, sir.
I take them myself. I'm telling you, have pain, you put them on. They were actually by the U.S. government, and they were developed because, listen, believe it or not, these are really top notch. Happen.
Oh, I've been looking at the Instagram page. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just need the mailing address.
Problems when they had them in the submarines. So when they were coming from the submarine, they were getting sick. They were giving them Tylenol, Advil, but that was making them sicker. They developed these patches called Life Waves. Listen, I got some too, except for cancer. Listen, these patches really good. I use them myself. Pain Tuli.
I need them because my bone.
I got members that use them. Love that you ever used those Lightweight patches?
No, I didn't know that she had them.
If I may, I need those because I can get off these fentanyl patches that they have me on because I have this bone cancer and it's like termites eating away at my bones and my bones are like I'm taking bone strengthener right now, so I could definitely use them. All I need is that mailing address, and I would definitely be a support of anything you guys put.
Would you try it out? Listen, what we said, we use it like the vitamin stuff. We got some stuff now we coming with that we're gonna be introducing for people. Listen, the shakes, everything in there. It's everything. The meal, to help out with a lot of just resetting your body.
Right.
I'm just starting it. So we're getting ready to just start it. So I'll let you guys see for yourself what it does. So people can see for themselves. Because those patches, I sell them. Tula and I, we're great. We believe in them because we use them ourselves. So they're great. You patch, you stick them on. Matter of fact, when I say I have one of them back on my neck.
Can I ask you a question about the patches?
Yes.
Are the patches, are you able to submerge them in water? I just want to make sure because a lot of times I have mine on and I take showers and
Yes, you can.
You good? Okay.
They can do good in the water 12 hours. 12 hours on, 12 hours off.
Okay.
They got something that just came out with for cancer. Now I got listen, these are signed up by somebody I really trust. Matter of fact, all of us trust the same for Dr. John, do we not?
Yes.
Listen, we all use it on Love Doctor, Dr. Chung.
You know, I ain't gonna say nothing.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. I just went to her. I think it was last week. I just went back to her, whatever. She was really, she was flat. She was flattered by me. She was like, wow, my health is really, really great. I told her this is what I'm going to do. Adopt to a lifestyle. I knew then when she said I knew she was legit. I knew she knew what she was talking about. I knew it.
What she said, what?
She told me how good my health was and how good a condition I'm in. She was like, wow.
What I'm telling you confirms that all four of us see the same doctor. Am I correct, y'all?
Yeah.
Wow.
We all see the same doctor. So he'll tell you his health. How was your health before you saw her?
Oh yeah, that's what she was saying. She was so surprised how good health I was. What I told her is I had already changed my diet because of food allergies. So a lot of the stuff I had already cut out of my diet. And when she started running tests, she was blown away. She was like, wow. And I explained to her I'd already been beginning to making those changes. I think she actually wants me to come in and take over and start teaching and taking over later on. I'm much too busy.
Hey, he stole your line. I'm much too busy. Talk about encouragement.
But Confederate 48, I would like to add, just let you know, man.
Yes, sir.
That's just one of many things that Thule has. I know. I've used her toothpastes. I've used her deodorant. She has bath soaps. She has bath
bombs.
As a matter of fact, I was going to ask you too. Do you have anything for dry skin?
Yes, of course.
I need that for my scalp.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I need to place an order for something for dry skin, and I need some more of that CBD cream too, Thule.
Yeah.
I need the patches. I definitely need those patches and the stuff for the scalp. My wife, I don't have my glasses on, so everybody's blurry, but I can hear pretty good.
Yeah.
But I can see it. When I find my glass, I'll be able to see it when I look at the show again tonight. But yeah, I definitely just need to get. I need to get the order. Sir,
you have my email too, right?
I got your email, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I mean, yes, sir, I do have it. So can I send it to you through the email and get the information?
Email me and just email me, give me your number, and I'll call you.
Okay, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Also, too, where did you get that? Where did you get that portrait of Miss Thule made? Who made that?
Wow.
The one that's on the.
On my Instagram, I put that picture that somebody had that drawn. They had that. Coop did that for her birthday. They had somebody draw.
Whoa.
One that's pretty. They did a beautiful job.
So somebody in the Mission cut that out?
No, if I did, I had them on the market so I can get my money back.
What picture you talking about? I see it.
No, it ain't for you. So you know the picture where the Coop had drawn on her from a picture she had. They had on there, had the pretty. They had the flowers around it.
Yeah, had the flowers in the background and stuff. That was tight.
It was
I don't know how
that was in past tense. That is tight. Presently speaking.
Yeah,
Right.
listen.
Very nice.
Yeah, they did a beautiful. I saw it showed. I'm in that picture in the house.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
That
You
man.
know what, speaking of birthdays, we got another birthday coming up soon.
In 2 more days, we got. In 2 more days, I already know.
Listen.
I already know who's on that one is. Yes, sir. That's a national holiday.
I
That's
see
it.
that right there. Okay, that picture.
That's it right there.
I drew it.
That's the original picture, right? That's not the painting.
No, that's the one they drew. Somebody
I
painted
can't
it.
really see.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
that's not-
has a filter on her background that kind of blends it in. It makes it invisible. It blends in with her background. Is what's happening.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about the filter. The picture itself. That's the original picture, right? That's not the painting.
No, that's the one they drew.
That's the-
No, that's the painting.
Canvas print.
I don't have my glasses on. That's the only reason I can't really see. But yeah, somebody birthday in 2 days.
Yeah.
Just don't do this here. Okay, just tell us this is my only request. Just don't do this here. Don't come back out on that scooter again. You remember when that story? I said, man, why you do that? I said, man, why you do that one there?
You know,
they
they bought that for me for my birthday. Can you believe that?
Oh my goodness. Was that a prank? Was you at a sprained ankle or what?
Hey, that thing has come in handy. It has really come
you-
in handy. Believe it or not, we have used it.
Yeah.
It's come in handy.
Yeah, sir. I had to use that chair too. They like, you laughed it out.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was because because the presentation and then the way that you use it, the occasion and everything. I thought it was like a prank sort of speak, but hit that cash out. But I thought it was like a prank. But nevertheless, man, you do so much in the course of a day that wouldn't serve you any purpose. You know what I mean? You don't get any uses out of it.
Yeah. When I tell you that I stay so busy, my phone rings.
Oh, yeah.
I got so much stuff to get done, and I have to go. Like, whoo.
Yeah.
One day
And you know what? My old timer told me, well, before you rust out your way out, but we want to try to come together and lighten the load so you don't have to do as much. And I'm serious about that. So we need to come together, small and great, black and white, male and female, everyone of the same mind. The old saying is many hands make light work when they're comparable hands. So we need to really come together to make our own way, seriously speaking, that we can lighten the load on our leaders and we become leaders ourselves. Like you said, you're molding men and women at the same time. And I can testify to that. I'm 52, 53 years old, and I'm still being molded by you. So you're instrumental in so many lives. And so, we commend you and Ms. Tula and Two Minds in the Mic and the Way of Yah for doing such a tremendous job within the communities abroad and here in our, in the 52 states, or how many Confederate states there are. But I really appreciate, all that you guys do. And I told you too, Love Dr. Matt, the skills that you have, that possessment, I thought you actually took some type of journalism or something like that, the way that you articulate, news articles and segments and stuff like that. And Dr. Joe, just the way that you are so compassionate for, the upbringing of the children and for us, mental health, because we have to do mental health on a daily basis. It's not just something we do on the weekend or the holidays. It's just like every day, because you're always bombarded with so much negativity, and they flaunt it in your face to make you to feel as though you can achieve something, but then they slam the door in your face, and you have to cut through so much red tape just to get the door slammed in your face. So that's challenging in itself, and dealing with the mental health aspect of it. It makes people become, violent. It makes them become irritable. It makes them become disgruntled and all those other underlying conditions that come with mental health. So you guys are, like I said, you guys are doing such a job, and where it is, because you're a walking Sefer. It says much is given, much is required. It says freely you have given, freely have you received, freely you give. So man, you guys are living up to every script. So I just commend you guys again. I really appreciate you all.
Appreciate you.
I
Wow.
appreciate you. Thank you so
But
much.
I'm gonna send you an email about those products within the next 48 hours. Before I won't bother you on your birthday, but I'll definitely get it before Shabbat. And it'll be and I'm glad you mentioned that Shabbat starting like around 6:30.
6:30. Also, for people listening, you can go to ZMR Radio. That's on Telegram. I think it's a link, and they can hear the Noon Palau, Layla Palau. They put them. So whenever I Palau that and I record it, they always post it for others that don't know. Go to ZMR Radio. Then on Telegram, I don't know, is there some other link too? Put the link up there for them, Love Doctor. If you know the link.
The Telegram link.
Yeah, people go on there and see it.
Hey, anybody watching out there who has the link for the Telegram, let me know, because it just shows up on my Telegram app. I don't know how to actually retrieve the link. So if someone has a link, send it to me and I'll post it.
I'm going to send it to you right now on Telegram.
Okay.
I think that's it. Seeing that's it right now. Yeah.
So, Mr. Tony, what do you think? Who do you actually think is going to win the gubernatorial race for Georgia? Warnock or Herschel Walker?
That'll be tight.
Herschel Walker will win that race, and
he won the debate.
He definitely won the debate. He
But
won the debate.
you know how much coaching they did with him to do that?
But
None. It was just Raphael did that bad.
No.
Wow, I didn't see it.
Yeah, I saw the debate, man.
debate.
Basically, what it
You
boiled
brought out
down
a pop, I heard.
Yeah. It boiled down to two people, in the sense of one guy who answered the question and the other guy who totally refused to answer any of the questions.
Correct.
And the more and more he deflected each question, the worse he looked.
Obama coming down here next week.
Really?
Yeah, he tried to call. He wanted to know if he could stay at my place. I told him he can't do it. Told he's not
He
well.
must have come to salvage those Democratic votes that Warnock just lost.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He already-
I see.
Well, they know Joe Biden can't do it. He's gonna run and get everybody elected. He got to go. They lose this in Georgia. It's gonna hurt them. That's wrong. He's got to go.
Well, you know what? The way things are going, you would think Georgia is the capital of the United States right now.
Right.
I mean, you know what I mean? Atlanta and the surrounding area is like the capital. I mean, because of all the exposure and all the publicity that the state of Georgia is receiving right now, you would think that that's the capital.
It really is. We got
So
the
there's
world.
the link right down there at the bottom. People who want to join, check out Raw for Noon Palau throughout the weekdays. Typically sometime between noon and 1 o'clock Eastern time. You can tune in. Click on that link down there. You'll catch him for Noon Palau.
And you can also listen to ZMR, listen to radio. Did you see me? I got to perform with my boy. We did Ain't No Stopping.
Hey, do you have that song?
I saw it.
Can I get a?
I saw it.
Give me the song. Can you sing a copy of that song? Tuli, can y'all play that song for the audience? I want to hear it.
It's my
Y'all don't have it?
I saw the 3D video.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness, yeah, that was. I didn't know you no video. I might have it.
Yeah. If you haven't sent it to me, I want the people to hear that. People need to hear that because I got to see the performance in living color. And oh my goodness, listen.
I was surprised.
Listen. Let me tell you something. There's no comparison to see this man perform live. Listen, if you had to pick a choice between Michael Jackson and seeing him perform live, you definitely want to see him live. Oh yeah,
I know that's right. Amen, brother.
Yeah.
Oh, Love Doctor, you know what?
Go ahead. What's wrong?
Love Doctor, you're that voice in the background doing the lessons that's saying facts. I put a face to the voice.
Yeah.
I don't never see you though.
Yeah, that's him.
You can hear me?
Well, yeah, I know I can. Of course I can. That's why I made that statement. But I want you to answer the question before you go to the video. Please tell me who was that Hobbit segment? You say, we here, and then you'll say, you didn't have to do it, but yes, sir!
Big Cookie.
Okay, that's what I do. All right, tell Big Cookie keep it up. I like that.
Yeah, man, I'm surprised you can hear me. You know, I'm rather more. I'm an introverted heart. I'm really soft spoken, so I didn't realize you could hear me. Very soft.
I can hear you. I can hear you.
I've had a video.
Watching, man. I appreciate the support.
Always, definitely. Like I said, definitely good to see you looking better too. I'm seeing if I pick up on him to play too. I can listen to it. Y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That beat just make you move on it.
Yes, you do.
That's our theme now. Ain't no stopping.
Go ahead, perform your verse live. Go ahead, perform your verse live. Let me hear you.
Me trying to, you like that?
You just playing the instrumental. Okay.
It should be instrumental. Should have it.
Go ahead and perform it live. Say your part live with it. Go ahead.
Anything that held us down. It started in the gun, now our sins are coming around.
Whoa.
We got a long, long way to go. The Torah was our law, I didn't know. But we won't let nothing hold us back. Y'all get ready together by the second chapter action. Never been hairstyle before. I know from the word that you shall give the door.
Oh yeah.
Stand in your way.
Yeah.
I want you to listen.
Y'all need to listen.
Whatever you say, every word is safe.
Stop in the night.
Is that in Bandcamp?
Huh?
Is that on
Ain't
Bandcamp?
no stopping us now.
Cooking. Stopping us now.
Oh yeah.
Ain't no stopping us
Stopping us
now.
now.
You got you
On the move.
I want from Addison, you got a negative vibe. Kick up your name, along don't get you by. Just like you who show up with nowhere to go. The same many a lot, they did not
know.
But we won't let our feelings hold us back. Cause we
Mm.
together, I just like the book of bad, y'all. I know from the word that Yahusha is the door.
Y'all don't let that stop us, y'all.
Stand
That's right.
The way Yahuwah says, every word it says. Oh no.
Mm.
I know. And moving. And moving.
That's it.
I know.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh
When we show me what our ever pass, that's the results we'll get.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. And real quick, what I want to do too, I want to say hello to the one and only Arnez Merriweather. We had an opportunity to meet him. This man came all around the country to meet me, and you ain't have to do that, man. I appreciate you for doing that. Wanted to tell you hello to you. Special thought out to Arnez Merriweather.
We definitely appreciate it.
Oh man, what a night! What a night!
Yes.
Oh, is that is that on Bandcamp?
We listen. They gonna release that one. We got them.
Okay,
They got. We did like 4. They got
Okay.
about. We got. They probably got about 5 more. No, I'm sorry. They probably got about 8 more. Yeah, I know.
Mm.
A lot of work. But they're great guys. We got to work together and did their thing. Did you like the other one with Dream? I want to know, do you ever dream of being with Yahusha?
I haven't heard it yet.
Yeah,
I've been getting everything off of Bandcamp for the most part, and then whenever I hear what they perform in the summer, I hear that. That's other than that, I don't go into any other platform other than Bandcamp and to the Sun again when they perform before Assembly. So that's all I pretty much get as far in terms of the Zamar. But I tell you what, y'all been having some slam dunk. That Muhar, man, that was off the glass, the hook, the chain, in the attachment. It was, man, I was like, goodness gracious. And I was just scrolling. I look over sometime into the Twitter account. You doing enough that, so I'll peek in that. But then I saw you on Instagram, and that's how I knew that you guys were going live and yeah, and I was able to catch some of the other things because some of the streams had not hit YouTube at that time because I guess Cam hadn't released anything. I had saw it on his page, so I was able to catch that as well. So, but I got to stay plugged in, man. This is essential for me. I can't speak for no one else, but that's essential for me to be plugged in to what's going on. I can't miss out. Yeah. But,
I got this dream pulled up too. I want y'all to hear this. This is one we did. I really like this. We got one of our little young brothers there. He did the background. I'll let you hear this one. This is one of my favorite.
Everybody has dreams, but I told
Yeah, hear that? Oh yeah, listen to the lyric. We wrote this now.
I wanna know, do you ever dream of being with your Husha? There I know I can get rest.
Big cooking.
Me and Yahusha turn my dream into reality. I humble myself to be under your principality. Got plenty of tomorrow. I can think of this truth. I won't fall, cause my desire is be with you. The beat is smooth, but I belong, you get the message. The goal is of my crew, don't let this world make you forget it. Listen, why would you lose when you were made to win? Yahusha got a place prepared for those enduring to the end. I wanna know.
Do you ever dream?
Oh man.
That's Tuli. That's Tuli on that singing too.
Me too. Me too.
Go ahead. I hear you, girl. I hear you, girl. I hear you.
Danielle.
Oh
And
man, that's slamming.
there's 5 of us doing the background. That Big Lee.
Oh yeah, that's what he got a distinctive voice.
Ain't y'all released it yet?
What you
I
do,
want to
Big
play
Lee?
it here. I want to play it when I want to play it.
We got more. Oh, we got plenty more.
Yeah, man.
I wanna know.
Do you ever dream of being your Husha? There I know I can get rest.
Oh yeah.
Got that J Rick. And not Chicago.
I want to know, Tony. What is your stage name?
Raw Tony Smith.
That I knew.
You got one of them? You gonna be on that record?
I wanna know. Do you?
Now that's how Sis Danielle said.
They got Beyonce.
Man.
That was it.
Well, that song sounds.
I can get rest. I wanna.
You heard it here first on two miles in the mic. At least I did.
That's right.
I can get rest.
Wow.
There it is.
You know what?
Release some more. I gotta hear you rapping on them now. I want to hear you come out. I gotta hear you. You gotta drop some bars.
They don't hear me rapping.
You know what?
Yeah, I already heard Tula rap. Tula's rapping.
I wrap up all the listen. I wrap up all the loose end when I come up there and start preaching. I'm wrapping up every loose end I
Sure do.
I heard that. I ain't mad at you.
You know what? The melodies, the melodies in the back. I guess you call it instrumentals to the lyrics. I do know there was someone that has experience in life, that has been through the decades of Zamar to pull those instrumentals out. That was not as they would say, a new booty didn't do that. That's an old head done that.
That's right.
So that, you know what I mean? That's not somebody that just jumped off the porch. Somebody that's been in the game a minute that put that together like that. So kudos to those individuals that had a hand in that.
I let them know that, yeah, we appreciate you. We appreciate you.
Oh man, what a shoot your time tonight. Goodness gracious.
We got more they put. Y'all get ready. They got more stuff they're gonna put out. They just gotta sit down and put it all, record it all, and just sit back. I like to listen to them do their thing. They're talented guys, you know. And not on them, but we have so much talent. You know, all of my Akuth and Aki. They put a lot of time in what they do, a lot of compassion in it, you know, and they do a good job keeping, you know, feeding us with more new stuff coming out, you know, putting out. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. I definitely appreciate them being, wanting to want to do it. And I always encourage them to live the life behind what you're saying.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
I heard there's a lot of great rappers, but they don't have a life to go with it. A lot of great singers, but the life don't matter. Like they said, Whitney Houston won the great, but the cocaine use, it just killed everything. And you know, people say, well, why you bring up because it took away from something. Had you had a life to back what you were saying, it'd have been even more powerful and radiated. You know, and that's yeah, more credit to him. You know, especially our people. We always discredit. Nobody discredit Elvis for being a junkie, and he died a junkie. Discredit every quarter. Nobody.
I got a pedophile too. Don't leave that out.
Huh?
Don't leave that out. A pedophile too. Yeah, he was Priscilla Presley. She was a teenager. Yeah, underage.
He was 14. He was grown. And she gonna try to lie for him. Talking about he did. How would your parent let a 20-something-year-old man date their 14-year-old daughter and take her somewhere?
Yeah.
That's how sick the world is.
You know, I had to add that to my playlist right there too. Yeah.
Yeah. That's that.
What time it is?
Man, you know our time taking down always. You know, Confederate State, we'll harbor you always, man. It's so great to see you looking better. To our many, you're looking better. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I know those prolongs and advices has done a tremendous job. I do you guys for law and concern for me as well. I know that had a lot to do with what you see today, and this is just not the finished product. So I'll leave it in the hands of you guys. Good night, everyone. I hope you all can put it. Again, signing out.
All right. Good night. Always good to see good people. And those in the chat room, those that watch us every week, we need that energy that you give us and that energy we give. And that way we just keep it turning. You know, one of us will play better, the other one play alternate, and we'll just keep this thing charging and going, and we'll keep moving.
I like that.
With all the frustration and stuff we got in the day, and the hunger and pestilence, disease, and everything you think of, just things we deal with ourselves. We have to have something to hold on to. That's the Most High, and we appreciate Him allowing us, Mr. Yahuwah, the existing one, for coming in your homes, your cars, wherever you at, your office time, work, just to spare a little time with you, spend a little time with you. We hope what we left with you was something. If anybody asks you, do you mind? You tell them you always mind. Every Thursday night right here on Two Mics in My Mind. And nobody else told you they love you. Hey, we love you. And our language is called a hog. Tuli, Love Doctor, Resident Joe, take us home.
Yeah, yo.
Yes, I appreciate you listening and sharing with us and coming being with tonight. Thank you so much for taking time, like you said. We really appreciate it. I'm going to leave you with this. The reason why we struggle with insecurity is because we compare our behind the scenes with everyone else's highlight reels.
Say it again. I missed that one.
Yes. The reason why we struggle with insecurity is because we compare our behind the scenes with someone else's highlight reels.
Reality with fakeness. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try to find something next week that look like.
Yeah.
The cat in the hat did not get killed by the bat.
That went over my head right there.
That's simple. Everybody understands.
I liked it. I really did.
How did the cat die? Not in the head.
The reason why we struggle with insecurity is because we compare our behind the scenes. Okay. Well, our behind the scenes with.
I appreciate you for trying. I appreciate you.
Every time you sit behind, I keep picturing grease everywhere.
We compare our struggles with somebody's highs.
Let me ask you a question. You keep saying behind. Is grease in this equation?
Goodbye.
Yeah, we'll have
your lives with Instagram.
We're about to take it. Ladies and gentlemen, here it is. This now the ultimate power in the universe. Dr. Joe's Two mics and the mind on the radio. and the mind.
A hobby.
All right, you do something better, I'll do something better, and we'll be better together. Until next week.
You be better, I be alternator. You be alternate, I be better. Let's keep this stuff.
Good night, Toolie.
Good night, Wayno. Tony, bye.
All right, lame-o.